Welcome back, everyone. It is semi-final time. Welcome to Kylie Timebomb, the Kylie album Showdown podcast that I never can remember the name of the title of our podcast.
Almost
I think
there.
I said
Almost
Showdown.
there.
I think I said Showdown about 3 times there. But hello, welcome back. Welcome to another episode. Welcome to round 3. And I'm Gary, and welcome to my two lovely friends, Alan and Elliot. How are we, boys?
We're good. We're good. How you doing?
Wet. That's the only answer I can give you tonight. I'm dialing in from Dublin tonight, not in Spain as I normally am. I'm at home in Ireland, and it is torrential rain, so this is a complete shock for me. So yeah, I'm wet. Thanks for asking. Not in that sense,
Are you?
Elliot. I know
Are
what
you
you're
wet,
thinking.
Alan?
Damn wet. Yeah. Well, you know yourself. You've been indoors all day, Elliot. Luckily, I got absolutely drowned coming home. It's miserable, but I'm ready to fight tonight because, like you said, it's semi-final times. I can't believe we're actually here now. It's
Thank the
taken
Lord.
so long to get here, but we're finally coming up on the last stretch, and sort of the 2 more left after this, right?
Whatever album wins tonight goes into the final. So that's pressure, Elliot.
It is pressure. It's pressure on both of you, not on just me. Spread the pressure around.
It is, but it's real pressure because they're both brilliant. They're 2 of my favorites from her discography.
In the spirit of round 3, and every round we've tried to mix things up a little bit. In this round, we already know our album, Alan. That was hard to say. So I've been in a light years hole for the last few weeks on YouTube and different places, focusing on the promo campaign. And what hole have you been in for the last 2 weeks, other than your own hovel?
Thank you for that lovely introduction. Aphrodite, which is always a pleasure. I really went. I watched My Year as Aphrodite. I don't know if you've watched that. Have you?
Oh yeah, not in a long time.
Have you ever seen it, Elliot?
No, I haven't. Is it a documentary or something?
It was a documentary, an hour-long documentary, just that she dropped when the first part of it's in Ibiza, because she launched the album in Ibiza. Here's me selling it already.
Stop selling the album.
I'm starting already. But yeah, no, it was a really great documentary, and it was nice to see her at that stage of her career. It was more about the building of the tour and everything like that. So I kind of went down a bit of a rabbit hole, but yeah, it just reminded me how great Aphrodite is. Like, it's a cracking album, you know?
Right. Elliot, take 30 seconds off his time tonight, because he's already started selling, and we've not even.
Let me put it down in my notebook
yet. Right?
I know we're on the clock here, people. I'm just trying to get it done, you know.
Yeah,
we
haven't even flipped the Kylie coin yet, Alan. Like, come on, wait.
Go for it.
But hang on, before we flip the Kylie coin, happy XMAS week, because Kylie released her new Christmas tune last week. XMAS, fully wrapped. The Christmas album is coming back. We didn't include Kylie Christmas in this showdown because we classed it as like not a studio album concept, and also we needed even numbers. So we parked Kylie Christmas, and then she's gone and brought another version out in the month that we'll be doing the final. So she hates us, but happy XMAS.
But I tell you what, though. She loves Christmas. It's a nice detour. And also, how lovely is the packaging and the artwork and everything else? It looks fantastic. I think it's a nice little detour to keep us happy till we maybe get a new album next year. No? I don't know. Possibly. Maybe. Yeah, so I think it's a nice detour. I'm just obsessed with how she looks. She looks amazing. And the song isn't a bad little Christmas record, is it? It's all right.
It's not bad at all. And she's playing in the UK. She's playing Capital Jingle Bell Ball, which is pretty big to be on that as a pretty major part of the lineup.
Is this album full of like new Christmas songs, or is it like a few covers?
4 new songs.
I've 4 new songs. Okay.
4 new Kylie Christmas songs, and then select songs, because she's had 2 versions of the Christmas album already. Here's your history lesson, Elliot. 10 years ago, Kylie Christmas won, and then the year after we got a repackage, which was I can't remember now. It's going out of my head. It's going to really annoy me, whatever the repackaged edition was. And we got more songs, but it's got things like the Danny song, 100 Degrees, some classics like White December.
Snow Queen Edition.
Snow Queen Edition. There you go. Thanks for checking that. Here's our
checker. Yeah. Love it.
And it's got 4 new songs this year, including the XMAS song. So very excited. And yay to that before we go into Kylie sale tonight. We can't not recognize it.
And what color vinyl did you go for in the end, Gary? I can't remember what you said that you went for.
I went
all of them.
No.
Every single color.
In my old age, I'm getting more sensible. I've gone for the Amazon Green Edition. Because I wanted
festive
the edition
green.
that has XMAS on it, which is only on the Amazon edition. So I wanted XMAS on it.
Oh, I did wonder, because I was saying, where's the... I saw the track listing and I thought, yeah, that is interesting. Do you know what I think she's playing? And you said it, Gary. Because all the physicals drop on the 5th, don't they? So she is, and the Amazon thing, she's gunning for a top 40, isn't she? And this is kind of the only way I think that she could do it, you know? So,
don't get me wrong.
I hope she charts with this, just for the sake of it, you know?
I think, but isn't like whoever's had the Amazon originals, this track for the last few years has gone top 10 because like Sam Ryder had it, Ellie Goulding had it, because basically Amazon just put it on all their playlists and the algorithm plays it, whether you like it or not. So, you know, my understanding is that this will chart. Add your physicals to it. You know, I think it's the Christmas number one, everyone. It's the Christmas number one. Screw Wham.
Well, that'd be nice. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But you can't get Wham out of the way anymore. You know, you got to keep
tabs of who.
Wham and Mariah Carey. It's
Fuck
always
you,
either
Mariah.
Mariah Carey or Wham.
Well, she's got it down to a fine.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she'll be back. Yeah, she's defrosting as we speak.
And to be fair, actually, I just checked. I did just check out as well that Jingle Bell Ball that she will be performing at will be on the Saturday after the physicals will come out, I think. So that will come out on the 5th. She performs on the 6th. So that'll be a bit of promo for the UK to get people aware that I'm assuming she will probably do XAMS there.
Yeah. And
I think the physicals alone will probably help her chart anyway, wouldn't you think? Because a lot of people will buy this. I mean, she definitely chart, but if she can combine that with a lot of radio play and then plays on Amazon, she could crack the charts the week after.
Well, you would presume that that Capital will playlist it or Global will playlist it because she's at the ball. So hopefully they will play it.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is not a Kylie Christmas podcast. This is the Kylie album Showdown podcast. Timebomb.
It is.
Elliot, flip the coin.
Okay, then I will flip the coins because we don't really establish any rules. I just realized we've kind of whittled everything down. People by this point, if you don't know the rules, go back a few episodes and clue yourself up. Because I'm not.
Basically, we're going to be a bit quicker tonight, aren't we? Because Gary has to go to bed. Bless him, he's very tired. He also needs time to edit, so we are going to be a bit quicker tonight. Yeah, bless him.
And the focus for round 3 is the promo campaign. So we've kind of done tours, B-sides, singles, etc. in round 1 and round 2. Round 2, we had guests as well. For round 3, for these 2 episodes, we're going all in, hot mess on promo campaign. That's the plan, right, isn't it?
And who is calling the coin?
I think it's my round, isn't it? I called last time. Actually, you go, Gary.
Tails.
Okay, you got. It's heads.
I go first. Okay.
Go on, then, Alan.
Take it away. Alan.
Right, let's talk about Aphrodite then, right? So it's, we can't really talk about Aphrodite without starting with All the Lovers, because I was reading some books today on Kylie Minogue, and I mean, All the Lovers is, if you, again, it's like we talked last week about her doing concerts and then not the songs that she couldn't not do, like All the Lovers is one of them, right? You know, it's just an incredible record to kick off an album with. I remember in the UK, I don't know if you remember, or you might remember this, for a little bit of promo, because the single dropped in June, but in April, she apparently put the instrumental, 30 seconds of it, up on her website.
Yeah.
Do you remember this happening?
I don't remember it being 2 months before the release. I remember there was a snippet.
Yeah, it was April. I mean, but the book I read just said April. I'm stealing this directly from a book I read today about Kylie Minogue. And it said in April she put 30 seconds up on her website with just the instrumental, and of course Julie, the website crashed, and then we got the single released in June time. Now UK number 3, the promo around it, she was on everything. I had a little look again today about what she was on. She did everything. She was on a JLS special, I remember. She, of course, she did a special with JLS. I know, because it was, if you remember, she was competing. This is the interesting thing, I think. Gaga was massive. You kind of forget that their careers have big crossover. But it was the first time, I think, well, maybe not the first time, but she really lent into doing collabs on TV and getting herself out there. And then one of the big bits of promo was My Year is Aphrodite as well. That was, though that didn't come till a little bit later on, actually. But she went into doing lots of TV shows, the usual round of TV shows. She was on X Factor. Do you remember you were talking about this, Gary, where she nearly fell?
That was for Better Than Today. Yeah.
She did a lot. She did all the TV shows. She did the rounds. But I think for me, Eddie was saying earlier, it was the first time you really started listening to Kylie Minogue, probably properly. It was the first time you dipped in. I think for me, it was the first time that I probably said, on all honesty, that this was like a really cohesive body of work. And I still think it is. I still think it's from start to finish. I think it's probably, maybe aside from Better Than Today, it's pretty flawless. And she had a finger on the pulse, which, Tim Rice Oakley, she got keen to work with her on a song. Jake Shears, obviously, there was Stuart Price as well. She was working with some massive people at the time too. And I think for me, it was the first time I went, actually, do you know what? This is a really kind of skipless album. I think the first time I listened to it from start to finish, I went, I think I pretty much like all of those songs. Weirdly, with Australia, and I don't want to sound down on the album. In Australia, and this is a weird one as well, the album kind of didn't do very well at all, and all the singles tanked. There was no top 10s in Australia, whereby All the Lovers came out and went straight in at number 4, I think, and then climbed up to 3 a couple of weeks after in the UK. But the interesting thing, I forgot to mention this, she dropped the digital version of All the Lovers, I think in beginning of June, and then 2 weeks after, the physicals came out. Now, we're used to that happening now, but I don't understand why that happened back then. I don't know. The book didn't do it that I read today. I got this from the book.
Listen, Alan, I hope this book you read
doesn't explain why she did it.
I hope this book that you read is accurate, because
do you know something? Do you think there's it?
No, I don't remember that at all. I remember.
Well, no.
Maybe it's true.
I won't lie. You can argue with Simon Stephen if you like.
I mean, it just it looks credible. It looks credible.
No, in fairness, this is a well-researched book. It is. But if it's true, then if it's true, I don't know. Maybe people can write it and tell us whether it's true or not. But apparently, maybe they could send a
fax, Alan, writing. Like, what year do you think it is?
But if that is true, then that might have hindered its chances, because as far as promo goes, it was a massive fucking whopping mistake. Because if that's true and she did that, then I would say, wow, what a fucking fuck up. Pardon my French.
Wasn't this still the time when, this was when the charts were kind of changing? So we'd gone from, physicals weren't as big a thing because it was all downloads, it was all iTunes. But this was the time when you were having for the first time, what was it when you used to actually release on first play, which was new. Like we were used to having, the song for a month and then it would get released and stuff. So the charts were changing then. So it could be something to do with that. I don't know.
But I would argue that, it was still a time when the single was dying, but you could still buy physicals. All the Lovers came out as a physical single. I would say, it's kind of weird. You would argue nowadays that, if the physical had been out, would have charged it higher. And that's true, isn't it? Because you get so many more points on the chart for a physical. But back then, I'm surprised that they just didn't have the single ready. But it's neither here nor there, whether it happened or not. If it did, I think it really hindered All the Lovers' chances of maybe being number 1 or at least number 2. Because eventually it debuted at 4, didn't it? It went 3, I think. Something like that. It stayed in the charts for a long time. It was a bona fide hit, but I think its impact could very well have been number 1. Because the UK just embraced it,
Yeah, and she was still on Radio 1 at that point. If I remember rightly, the first play was on I think Chris Moyles. I think it was still Chris Moyles' breakfast show, which was huge. So she was still getting, that promo. I mean, you could argue now that she gets the Radio 2 one, which is just as big these days as Radio 1 was back then.
Yeah.
But, she was getting it. And if I remember rightly, the whole promo campaign launched in Ibiza. I know you were starting to say that. But it was all kind of... She was doing shows in Pasha and everything. It was amazing.
Yeah. If you go to My Year's Aphrodite on YouTube, it's a well-spent hour. The beginning of it shows her turning up in Ibiza and doing the whole club sound. Because I don't think it's her most clubby album by any means, but I think she would the vibe of All the Lovers and Can't Get Out of My Way. I was going to say Can't Get Out of My Way. Get Out of My Way. Those songs, I think, just lent themselves very much to that sunny Ibiza vibe, didn't they? I mean, especially Get Out of My Way. So if you get a chance, watch that documentary. But the video for All the Lovers as well, shot in LA, and I think it's fair to say, have you seen it, Elliot? The video for All the Lovers.
Oh, I know the video. Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Come on.
Classic.
How many times? I mean, we could sit here all night and say how much of an influence that has been on people, but, just the whole pyramid and everything else. And she worked with that guy who was directing amazing videos for Britney at the time. I can't remember
Joseph
his name.
Joseph Kahn.
Yeah.
Oh, Joseph
he went on to
yes,
direct.
yes.
So, yeah, he knows how to make a video, doesn't he? An incredible video. But I got a quote here today from the Mirror at the time, actually. The music writer in the Mirror said that, and he was talking about All the Lovers. He said the elastic twang in the background might just have Lady Gaga untwisting her knickers. So I think she was competing with them, but also being spoken about in the same breath. And he said she said that she'd come along to show some of the upstarts that, she still had the chops. And I think she proved it with that first single for sure. Yeah, it was just absolutely huge. She did all the right promo. She was everywhere. It just didn't work in Australia. I don't really know why that's the case. But I was looking at some of the stats from around Europe. She had her first hit in Japan. She hadn't had a hit in Japan for a good while, really. But All the Lovers got to number 11 there. So it doesn't sound that impressive. A number 11 in Japan, having not had hits for a while, I think it was considered probably a bit of a comeback, to be honest. And then
she did the promo campaign. She went out to I remember she was on Dancing with the Stars in Australia. She did that. She did some kind of event in Spain. It was like a Mardi Gras or something. She promoted the shit out of it. And in most territories, she got results for it. And she did a massive promo campaign in the States for Get Out of My Way. She was on, I think, America's Got Talent. She was on some of the late night TV shows. And also she did some UK promo. She was on Alan Carr. She was on, I think, what was his name? But there was another TV host. He's dead. The Paul O'Grady. She was on him a load. She really promoted the shit out of it.
She did. She was working her arse off then. She's never been shy of doing a bit of work, though, has she, to be honest with you? She did work it, but and I think if you look at the figures, it's close to I think it's 1.3 million or something around the world. So it's actually in her top 5, top 6 top sellers. It was a really successful album. But then, of course, we're not talking about tour tonight, but then the tour cemented that. It just was. I think the tour is probably what people remember about Aphrodite more than the album, I think, especially the fans. But just to judge on Can't Get Out of My Way, I mean, you can't deny that. Look, Light Years has great songs on it, but most Kylie albums have at least anthem, maybe excusing Enjoy Yourself. The Get Out of My Way has gone on, hasn't it, to become an absolute stone cold fan fave. I think there was, whatever happened with the campaign, it kind of limped into the charts at 13, but has gone on now to be something that you wouldn't dare. I don't think she'd dare. Has she done a concert in the last 10, 15 years without? Did she do it in Golden? Did she Get Out of My Way on Golden tour?
Yeah, it was one of the first songs.
Then, even though, it's a totally different mood from Golden, she can't really tour now without doing that song too. So this album includes 2 stone cold Kylie bangers, a really solid campaign, I thought, and overall one of my favorite Kylie albums. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there because I've probably gone over my time, Elliot. Have I?
Only a smidge, but I let you go.
I love that we're now trying to be behaved. It took us till semi-final to actually try and behave for Elliot. It took us a while, but we're finally falling in line and sticking to time scales.
I guess we could move on to Gary to cover Light Years for this round.
So I'm delighted that I got Light Years tonight because Light Years is an album that we know and love, all of us. And I think when we're focusing on the promo campaign, it's an album that I can just really, really talk about the promo campaign because this was a time where Kylie was coming back and showing herself on TV and in the media as the pop star we all wanted her to be again. I talked about Impossible Princess and I love it. That era is still so special to me. But actually, what this was a chance for her to show why she's feckin' brilliant. I'm in Ireland, so I'm saying feckin' rather than fucking because, I'm feeling Irish tonight. But anyway, so Elliot, when I was doing my research and going down my kind of holes, I didn't read a book like Alan, but I did a lot of reading online. And
reading is fundamental.
It is.
Of course.
Watching Instagram reels is just as interesting as reading, Alan.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So Spinning Around, we're not going to talk about the song itself as we talked about it, but actually Spinning Around entered the charts at #1. So it was her like crash back into the public eye, basically, and that wasn't actually based on a big promo campaign to the point of getting to #1. I think radio picked it up really quickly. The video we know was a classic. And what the research I did, and again, correct me anybody if I'm wrong, the first performance of Spinning Around Anywhere was on Top of the Pops in the UK on the week that she went #1. That's when she actually first did her live performance of it. And I watched it back on YouTube, and you know what really stood out to me is not only was she #1, she was back. She sang live, and Top of the Pops wasn't always a singing live thing. And she came back and she was able to just kind of stood there. The promo campaign on all the performances of it. Well, a lot of them had her on a kind of a raised platform, and the dancers all around her. The Kylie K logo was really coming into play in this area. Yeah, totally disco vibe. And then when I went the dark holes, I went down. When we say she promoted the shit out of this album, like she was on CD UK like 300 times. She was on Top of the Pops every second week. She was on Top of the Pops Germany. She was on every award show around Europe. She was out there and she was doing them all. Like there was even one, I think it was on a lot like this. She was on Big Brother Germany. Like literally, if there was a slot back then, she had it. But also what I was liking, and I remember this from the time, because if you think about the promo for Spinning Around was the disco era, right? And it was all she was also on like the Smash Hits Pole Winners Party. She was on Party in the Park. She was on Mardi Gras. All these big shows doing the performance of Spinning Around, which was iconic. I guess.
Juggernaut of a song, a juggernaut, wasn't it?
Totally.
Just really was.
And
but I think before you go on, may interject. The biggest thing was the gold hot pants. The girl didn't need to do any marketing at all because just the video dropped and there was her arse and the tiny, tiny gold pants. And nowadays it's a viral moment, wasn't it? Like that's what you would have called it back then if we phrased it at that. I mean, every paper, the tabloids went fucking ballistic. They were putting her arse on the cover and saying Kylie's back, Kylie's arse. And that, I think, propelled the whole thing to another level,
It probably,
didn't need to do much apart from that.
It probably played a part in it getting to #1. Although super fans who are listening to this right now are hating you, Alan, because there's been many a conversation online over the years that says, can like people stop asking her about the hot pants? There's more to this album than just her wearing a 50p pair of hot pants. So that's why we're hating you, Alan.
Spinning Around is one of my faves. Yeah, no, it was. But definitely as a kind of as a stroke of luck for the papers to pick up on the gold hot pants, like you couldn't have asked for more,
They're in a museum somewhere in Australia. You can only touch them with gloves. Like, literally they are iconic.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you can't deny them.
Promo campaign continued, and for the second single, which was On a Night Like This, which is still like a banger and still like a dance banger. But interestingly, all the TV performances, she completely changed the concept of it. And all the TV performances, she basically was sitting and lying on chairs, and all the dancers were all female dancers. And it was a much more kind of pared back routine for it, where she was kind of, long legs, although Kylie doesn't have long legs, but like it was all like legs out, slinked on chairs and stuff. And I think what that was doing as well was showing that even though the song was also a banger, she wasn't just about coming out and standing on a platform, getting her arse out and dancing, but she had another style to her. And I love the fact that the album is versatile because there's so many different kind of styles of music. And actually to the promo campaign, I don't think I realized at the time, probably at the time, being the disco boy that I am, I probably wanted her to be doing On a Night Like This, like dancing all over the place. But I think she was trying to show, like, I'm more than that. Like I'm a fully fledged pop star. And I like the fact that for the TV performances, they kind of pared that back. Then the TV, the juggernaut continued. These all were landing within like 2 months of each other. And she was on the TV constantly. Then kids came, so she was all over the TV with Robbie. She was on like his concert special. She was doing that. Then single 4 dropped. I think all of this was in 6 months. Single 4 was Please Stay, and the video for Please Stay was based around her kind of sliding down a fireman's pole with lights everywhere. Like it couldn't be any more gay. Onto a pool table where they danced and did a routine of a dance on the pool table. And again, they brought that to the live performances. Great song, great video, and they brought the pool table to the live performances, and it was just completely camp and completely amazing. And what that was leading to is this became, we talked about, I think in round 2, about the Olympics hit. So she had the massive performance at the Olympics. And the stat that I have, and look, I'm not Alan. I don't normally come to these episodes with stats. But here was something that blew my mind, because it really, like, it's opposite to what Alan was saying for Aphrodite. In Australia, this was fucking huge. The album spent 23 weeks in the top 10 in Australia and remained inside the top 20 for 30 consecutive weeks. Like, that is huge. It's like, if you compare that to current day, you're talking Sabrina, Olivia, Tay-Tay. They're the only ones that get, especially females, that stay in the charts with an album for that long. That's what this campaign was about. And also, it was her highest charting album in territories that haven't really sold that well. So, for example, here's me at my stats, Alan. You're going to be loving this. Her highest charting album in New Zealand since Enjoy Yourself. Thank you, Wikipedia.
Wow.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And also, it stayed in the top 10 in the UK. I think for quite a long number of weeks. I can't remember how, because I can't read down the page.
It was 2 weeks at number 1. I remember it's got a second week at number 1, and I was like, yes. You know, because back then you were only a 1 week at number 1 person, I think, because they were starting to change hands every week, but she managed the second week. So it was by no means like a first week flash in the pan, the fans buying it.
And I remember watching the Light Years tour, and the performance of this is when the crowd really came alive, because it was recorded in Sydney, and it had been such a hit in Sydney, in Australia, sorry. So like the campaign had legs. It wasn't a campaign that was, it was a week campaign to launch the album. It was a juggernaut of constant performances, constantly out in the media. And effectively she had to then, because she was coming from her wilderness era. And I think had she have come back and not really put the work in, but also having quality performances, not all of them were live. I will be honest, there was some performances you look at and she's lip syncing to a pre-recorded vocal. And I was really aware of those things back in that day, but certainly for a lot of the Spinning Around campaign, the performances were live. There was one that was in Party in the Park, which was, I think that's gay. It was Gay Pride in London. No, not Party in the Park. Mardi Gras. One of the big performances in Hyde Park, and her sound was really bad, but she pulled it together, and it was still a performance, even though her vocal wasn't aligned to the track and it was a bit of a messy performance. It was raining in London, like shock horror, in an outdoor gig in Hyde Park, but she pulled it together. And this is, she was only, at that point, 10, 12 years into her career, right? Don't ask me on the math. It was probably longer than that. It's probably 20 years.
13, 97 to 2000. So 13 years in,
So she wasn't the kind of the seasoned performer she is now, where you would expect that if Kylie has sound issues now, she can recover that, because she's 35 years plus in the game. Well, here she was 12 years in. She'd already had her kind of her wilderness darkness era, and she would back. But she would back.
That's why I think she was so hungry,
Yeah.
Those 3
to
years of, when the phone maybe didn't ring so much in 1999, I wouldn't think, after The Impossible Princess. So just, you could see in her, she was like, okay, I'm really loving this again,
Yeah.
And that's just that, if you're loving it, your fans are going to come along for the ride with you, if you're having fun, then you'll take them with you. Yeah.
And I think when to kind of start to finish up, because I know we're on a tight clock tonight, and I don't want to get told off by Elliot, but if you think about the importance of this era and the importance of the promo campaign that led to kind of where she was solidified, had this era not have worked, like had she have come back from Impossible Princess and not put the work in and not had the performances and the material and everything that went with Light Years, well, I don't know where the career would have gone. I don't think it would have really survived. Obviously, Fever was a different level. The success of Fever couldn't have happened unless what we'd achieved with Light Years, what we'd achieved. I feel as if I'm part of this album, Elliot. This is how passionate I am.
The fans are. That's
this album.
That is the wonderful thing about our fans, because they feel like they've gone on the journey with her, because everyone knows the ups and downs and that. And the best artist in the world, like Mariah Carey has said it, everybody has said it. Mariah Carey in particular said there's no way she'd still be going now if she hadn't have had Glitter. you know, in that terrible 2001 album when it all went wrong for Mariah. I think Kylie has said as well, you can't really appreciate the highs till you've had those lows. So yeah, we wouldn't have had Light Years without Impossible Princess, The Detour. So it is
I'm
important,
struggling to understand how you've just used the words "the best artist in the world" and Mariah Carey in the same sentence. Like, are you
I did not.
You did. You said,
I
the best artist in the world, look at Mariah Carey. Girl, like, you need to go and have a word with yourself.
I said biggest, I'm sure. I certainly meant biggest.
She's like, no, this is a Kylie podcast.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that they both of them have that big dip, you know, this huge dip, and then to come back. And Mariah did the same. Mariah's 2005 album, I mean, that was a comeback. It was on a scale like Fever. You know, it was huge. So it's just, I'm saying that Kylie, I think by the time she was doing Spinning Around on a lot like this, Light Years, and then the amazing, to get Robbie Williams on a duet, Marketing from Heaven. Like, you could just tell she was having a great time and very grateful that, okay, I'm not charting at number 22 now. I'm charging at number 2 instead, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Call me when Mariah gets a number 1 album again, Alan, in the UK, because
leave Mariah alone.
Her album this year charted at
Don't kick a lady when she's down. Don't kick a lady when she's down. Come on.
So there you go, Elliot. There is my short, smart, quick sale of Light Years. It's an era and a promo campaign that was planned and I think executed geniusly with a really fresh record label behind her at Parlophone. She just joined them. I think the stars were aligning. Light Years for the win. Light Years for the win.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you.
I love that you did this, Alan. Don't be telling me to
just say one more thing.
No, you see, this is the problem.
One more thing.
No, no, you can't go back and sell any more.
I forgot to mention Kylie's first. I just forgot to mention her first ever appearance at Glastonbury, which was at the tail end of the campaign for Aphrodite when she appeared with Scissor Sisters. I think that was a really pivotal moment for her as well. That was the end of 2011, that wasn't it? So we were coming up on the end of the campaign. So yeah, she was still working it a year later. Sorry, just felt I had to say that because, you know, moment.
I object and I want that struck from the record of evidence. That has nothing to do with Aphrodite. No. She fucking was on with the Scissor Sisters and sang a Scissor Sisters song that she did vocals on. Strike that from the record. No, I object. Do not throw a Glastonbury reference in when that had nothing to do with the campaign. I'll work hard for your money, Alan. I tell you.
Dear.
Okay.
Right, no pressure, Elliot. But whatever you choose tonight is going to the final. So, in the words of RuPaul, don't fuck it up.
Wow. Okay.
Pressure.
It is pressure because they're both really good albums and I both love them. As you mentioned before, like Aphrodite had that moment with, was what I listened to and was what my kind of, I guess, gateway was into Kylie back in 2010, 2011. But then
Aphrodite was your gateway drug. Is that what you're saying, Elliot?
Yeah. That was
good
responsible
drug to
for all
start
this.
on, though. Yeah.
But Then
I think she was probably experimenting herself, I imagine. You know?
But I think that with Light Years as well, I think it's that there's something about Light Years. I think there's the slickness and the whole package of it from start to finish. I think it's just better than Aphrodite, and I think it's gonna have to go with Light Years. As much as I really fucking want it to be Aphrodite, because they're like, I think I'm still with Mark being that Get Out of My Way, I think is one of my favorite songs that she's ever done.
Yeah.
But I can't, the album as a whole can't stand up against Light Years. I think there's some really strong bits of Aphrodite, but I think if you put the pressure on it, it just starts to crack a little bit. And I think there's something about Light Years that I think that just the way it's polished is just nicer, I think
I'm such a proud fan.
Well done, Gary. Well done.
I'm a proud fan of Elliot right now for making the right decision, because that was hard for Dicey. Like, if you, there'll be people out right now who
would you have stormed out the room if I had said that?
No. Yeah, well, probably. But there's people who are massive Aphrodite fans who'd be like, Elliot, you deserve to be, cancelled again for that.
Yes.
But Light Years for me is it would have had to win. So I'm so delighted. Thanks, Elliot, and commiserations, Alan. But it was a better album.
You'd never be able to replicate the magic that was around Light Years. I think everybody, for some reason, just wanted her to do well. You know, she got amazing press, and all the tabloids were behind her. Her arse helped a lot. I'm going to go with that. I don't care if anybody comes for me. Her arse helped a hell of a lot. But
is that our episode?
Yeah.
Is that our episode?
No, it did. Kylie has a fantastic arse, no denying it. But you're right. The choice was right, Elliot, because Light Years is, I think, if we look back on Kylie's career in 10 years, 20 years, as we're old men, we'll probably still say the same thing. Light Years is great.
I did have a look and just see, just out of curiosity, because of the mention of the infamous Golden Hot Pants, I have searched to work out, are they now? And they're in the Melbourne's Performing Arts Centre in Australia.
Yeah, they've been there for a while now. Yeah.
Behind glass. Yeah,
bulletproof glass can't be destroyed. Going back to what Alan said about the single sales with the digital sales and the physical sales, I did also just have a look, and 2010 is when Apple's iTunes became the biggest platform people bought music from, above everything else. Like, I think a year or so before, it was the biggest in America, and then 2010 is global. So I feel like that might have helped your shift potentially. Sadly, that means that I guess Aphrodite gets to be thrown or gently put aside into the Kylie Timebomb bin.
Well-deserved place in the semi-final, though, right?
I guess we will be moving on to the sort of last of the semi-final rounds next time. Got the wheel up now, and it is spin.
Yeah,
wait, who are we spinning for?
Hang on. Who are we spinning for? We need a coin.
Do you want to coin toss again?
Kylie coin time. Coin time.
Let's have Alan choose.
I'm gonna go with tails.
It is tails.
Like, this is not fair. It's not fair. He wins every time. I'm not having it.
Excuse me.
Okay then. So let's spin for Alan. Okay. Remove.
Or as I fondly call it, roll.
ROL for Alan.
Okay. ROL, roll. Yeah. Roll. And you know what? I love this record. So yeah, bring it on. Okay.
So yeah, I've got fever. Bring on the battle, Alan.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Alan floated a point on the last podcast, and we've done some research about our technical abilities. And Alan, do you want to formally announce what's happening for the final?
Let's formally announce it. I would like to formally announce we are going to, probably against our better judgment, actually. But then the anarchist that lives in my brain is like, just fuck it, let's do it. So we're going to do the live final live. We're going to do the final live. Sorry.
The live final
live. We're going
to
do the final live. We're going to stream it as we record it, because normally we record it. Gary goes away, works his magic. He's become a very proficient editor now, I have to say. And then the next day it lands on Spotify, whatever. But we're going to stream it live to YouTube as we're doing it. The next episode will definitely give you a date and a time. And then if you can, come and join us live. Because I think if anything can go wrong, it will. And hopefully by then, we already know that what's going on next week. So we'll have our two finalists. We'll know who the two albums are. And we're going to really go for it. There's going to be a lot of wine involved. Elliot will probably be in a vest again. You know, maybe he might not wear a top at all, actually, for the final. Who knows? Maybe just a Kylie hat or something. I've been on the Kylie merch shop this week, so I might have a few surprises for people for the final.
Oh my goodness!
Because I went into a merch shop hole the other day, and I was like, okay, let's buy all this stuff. If you can, come and join us for the live final of Timebomb.
We're encouraging.
We have to do it now, boys.
We do. It's in. We're encouraging people to have watch parties. You know, get your friends around, get the Kylie wine on, get the tunes on. Do you remember this? I think this is the same level of excitement that was akin to during COVID when the Infinite live stream was on. Like, I feel like,
yes, of course,
because we're so viral with this podcast that I feel in the Kylie world this is that all over again, and we would like to think that people are out there with their bottles of Kylie wine.
It'd be great to have you join us. And we as you know, Gary said it many times, we don't really have a clue what we're doing, do we?
Nah.
So we thought, well, why not actually just finish it on what could possibly be the most fun we could have for an hour?
Exactly. And what we do know is Light Years will be up against either Rhythm of Love or Fever. We don't know what that is yet. That'll happen in the next semi-final. And we'll see everyone back in 2 weeks-ish. In 2 weeks-ish, we'll see everybody back for the second semi-final. Great episode, boys.
Yes.
Thanks,
Brilliant
boys.
Episode.
See you in a couple of weeks,
Thank
everybody.
you so much.
Bye.
We'll
Bye,
see you later.
everyone.